This is a new concept to me.
Oh,
Jesse,
I see.
That I have to forgive her for things that I maybe don't realize that I'm still holding against her.
Are you a Christian?
I'm a believer, put it like that.
Are you a Christian?
I wouldn't say so.
Are you saying, are you a Christian?
I wouldn't say so.
So you're not a Christian?
I would say I am a believer.
And so are you saying that you're not a Christian? Brian, let's try it again. Go ahead.
Try it again, Jesse. Hopefully this works out better.
It's working now, yes.
Jesse, I'm trying to comprehend this method, and your last caller did say, something to help me out and understanding. What am I forgiving? How am I doing this process? And because I've listened to your show now, I'm a pretty new listener. But I'm not supposed to be too specific because I know as soon as I start talking about forgiveness, I'm going to be asking questions. Well, about what and about why? So can
you forgive your mother.
Walk me through the process a little bit, please.
You got to first see that you do have this anger, and when you see that you have it, you see that it came from her, and because of her anger, what her mother has done to her, she imposed herself on you, one way or another, either playing victim, or being nice, or impose her will on you, trying to recreate you and live through you, and turning you away from your father, and she couldn't help it. When she did that to you, it was because that's what she is right now. Her mother did it to her. And when you see it, that you have this anger for yourself, and you realize she did it to you, you must forgive her. Because as long as you hold on to that anger, which is unforgiveness, you cannot know God. You know about him, you hear about him and read about him, but you won't know him. You cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven until you forgive your mother and forgive your father for not protecting you from your mother. Meaning that admit that you were wrong for being angry at them. They cannot help themselves.
All right. Well, if I search myself, which I've done through prayer and fasting, I've been free from bitterness. Maybe not for all that long, maybe not for years and years, maybe not a decade, but I had a really hard time in life coming from a really bad physical injury or injuries, and coming from wheelchairs and crutches, and finally, and being more of a whole person again. And, I'm grateful for life.
Have you gone and forgiven your mother?
No, and that's why I'm wondering how to do it when I consider myself free from bitterness and anger as much as I can, at least right now, and maybe I have new heights to find.
Why haven't you gone and forgiven her?
This is a new concept to me.
Oh,
Jesse,
I see.
That I have to forgive her for things that I maybe don't realize that I'm still holding against her.
Right.
What seems like to me is more practical to my mind, which may or may not be true, is that I'd like to forgive her to teach her how to forgive her parents, because the way I consider things right now is that I wish that she could have the peace that I have, because I consider myself rectified, peaceful, and free from bitterness regarding the injuries and the trauma and the hardships that I've faced.
Why is it that you why won't you take a look inside and see the anger that you have toward her and go and forgive her?
Yeah, see, to me it seems like I'm trying to find that. It's not so apparent.
Yeah, don't even try. Are you doing the silent prayer?
Yes.
You doing the silent prayer?
Yes. Since I've been listening to you for the past week.
Okay, don't make yourself see it. Don't make up something or anything. You just see it. If it's in there, God will allow you to see it. You don't have anger anymore?
I can't say that I don't have it anymore. But I don't. And I mean, it's only been, within this past year that I've really come to terms with letting go of my controlling nature.
So you don't have,
me
do you have anger?
I mean, I'm human, so I'm expecting that I'll have to have self-control again in the future.
Do you have anger?
But it's been quite some time since I've experienced anger.
Do you have anger?
At this time, I don't.
And you expecting it to come back at some point or something?
You know, I'd like to think that it's free, but I'm human, and so if somebody crosses me, I may.
But if you don't have it, there's nothing that can happen to you that will cause you to be angry, because there's never, ever, 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 ever a reason for any reason to be angry. Have you forgiven your father?
I've been challenged recently, and I thought that my old self would have been angry, but instead, what I noticed was I felt a little sorry for the individual, and I saw that they were controlled by demons.
But you don't have a right to feel sorry for anyone. Let me ask, have you forgiven your father?
I have not. I'm not really able to. I don't know how to get in touch with him.
And why is that?
Well, he went to jail when I was really young.
Oh.
And so I was parted from him for a long time. My stepdad came into my life, and then my father did try to come back into my life in the time where I was in a wheelchair, breathing out.
All right, let me do this because the computer's going to cut us off. Can you call me next week?
I'll do my best. I work a lot, but I'll do my best.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks, and God bless.
All right. Georgia, on my mind. Jonathan, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Yeah, how you doing?
All is well, Jonathan.
Yeah, I got a thing. I said I kind of know. Well, I don't agree with you saying that women don't have no love, because I had a grandmother. She raised 4 boys, and her husband died, which is my granddad, and they all turned out to be good. And she showed them love. You know, one of them may went astray the other way.
You said one did?
One did, but the other 3, I say turned out kind of well, real well. And I just don't agree with that. Women don't have any love, because I think the mother shows the child love when they first come out. I think that love, I still remember some of the things my mom did for me when I was a kid, and it's like a feeling that I have, and I think it still is within me, so.
And you believe that love
the first point.
You believe that love is a feeling?
I feel it's an action and it's a feeling, all wrapped into one.
So you believe that love is action and a feeling?
Yes, I do.
And you said that all the boys turned out good, except for one. If your grandmother was good, why didn't they all turn out good?
I think maybe one of them just didn't, because I think I really can't answer that question. But I know the 3 out of 4 turned out good.
So you can't. Go ahead. But the other what?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I interrupt. Go ahead. Okay, so the 3 turned out good, but the one didn't, and yet your grandmother had love. Why didn't that love work on all of them?
I really don't have the answer.
Oh, okay.
But I know she did the best she could do for them, and they respected her. I mean, I'm not saying she was perfect, but I think she showed them love, and I think that love kind of carried them through.
Let me ask this. You said 3 of them turned out good?
Right, in my opinion. Yeah.
What's good about the 3?
They married. They stuck around with their wives. They worked at the job until they retired. They was kind of like the people to look up to in the community. They didn't blame nobody for where they was in life, and they grew up back in the 40s and the 50s, and they turned out real well. And I think that was good because I kind of took some of my own work ethic from my uncles,
And
I have it to this day.
So what good about them? You didn't tell me what was good about them.
They stuck it out when they had the opportunity just to walk away, and like a lot of guys do today.
And,
that's why I call good.
But what good about them? You still haven't told me anything good about them.
I guess that's my definition of good.
Why do you call that? Why do you call that good? God doesn't call that good. Why do you call it good?
Because I think they just stuck around and did the best they could in their situations, and to me, that's good.
But why do you call it good and God doesn't?
I can't. I don't really know, but from what I see, they're good. I mean, I can't say.
Hold on a minute.
I mean,
hold on, buddy. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that. I had to answer the phone. I had no other choice. Jonathan, so you still haven't told me what was good about them. You told me what they did, but you didn't tell me what was good about them.
All right. Well, they went to church. They loved the Lord. They obeyed what the Lord said. Yeah, they. Well, in my opinion, they did. They went to church a lot. They try to live by the book. That's my opinion, and I think they did a good job at it.
So you're not able to tell me what's good. And I understand you're telling me what they did, but you're not really able to tell me what's good about them. Is there anything good about you?
I think so.
What's good about you?
I think I'm a provider for my family. I think that I treat people like I want to be treated.
And you make a very interesting point about your uncles and about your grandmother and about yourself, in that in the good old days when boys were boys, men were men, men took responsibility as far as trying to, stay with the family, raising their children and things like that. That is so true. But, and unlike today, for the most part, they don't do it. But going to church and doing those things doesn't make you a good person. And you're right, your grandmother did the best she could do. That's why we must forgive, right? Do you have anger, Jonathan?
Sometimes I do.
I'm sorry?
Sometimes I do.
Are you a Christian?
I'm a believer, put it like that.
Are you a Christian?
I wouldn't say so.
Are you a Christian?
I wouldn't say so.
So you're not a Christian?
I would say I am a believer.
And so are you saying that you're not a Christian?
I guess the word would say not, because some things I just don't believe.
But are you saying that you're not a Christian?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a Christian.
And what is a believer?
I believe there's a higher power directing me in my life.
And so you believe in God?
I believe there is a God.
And do you believe in him?
For the most part, yeah.
But not for the whole part, just for the most. What does that mean?
Right. For the most part, I mean, well, let's say the part that I don't believe. I don't believe You're supposed to turn the other cheek and just let people do you any kind of way. That's what I mean. I don't believe in that. I don't believe people should just. I don't believe people should just run over you. You just sit back and be all nice and cushy and just turn the other cheek and let it get by. I don't believe in that.
That's what Christ did. Why don't you believe you should do it?
Maybe I hadn't got there yet. Maybe I will, but right now I hadn't got there.
If you overcome that anger, you'll be there.
Well, let me ask you, what can you do to overcome the anger? Because sometimes it takes hold of me, and I really don't know how to react. What would you suggest?
You must forgive your mother, and so that God can forgive you. Your mother did the best she could. Your grandmother did the best, but your mother turned you away from your father, and she recreated you in her image, and you must be born again of the Father, which is of God, right? You must return to the Father. And when you return to the Father, by forgiving your mother and forgiving your father, your earthly father, for not protecting you from her, God will forgive you, and he will take away the spirit of anger, which is evil, that was passed down to you through your mother.
My mother, she's like 75 almost. Now, if I went to her, she's kind of older. She don't get out much. She's kind of like, she's up in age. And some things I don't think would be good for me to go back into her and say, hey, Mom, I forgive you what you done to me. There's some things I don't agree with what she did when I was younger. I think those things have an impact on me to this day. But if I went to her right now and said, hey, why did you do that? I forgive you. You know what they're going to do?
What?
She's going to say she going to say she didn't do anything. She's going to say she did the best she could do. And that thing I know, she's going to be crying, and then everybody going to be like, why did you say that to your mom? You know what kind of state she's in. She's not in no good health, and I don't think you should approach everybody like that, even though it may be true. But if you approach an older person like that, that could be a detriment to them.
In what way?
That she in her mind, she don't feel like she done anything wrong.
Because she's in denial. She's not ready to face the truth. But that has nothing to do with you. You are forgiving her, realizing that she could not help herself, and God will forgive you. God said that before you can enter into the kingdom of heaven, before you enter in, you must go and forgive, and I will forgive you. And he didn't tell you to be concerned about how they're going to think about it, how they're going to feel about it. That's on them. You're confessing your sin is that I am wrong for playing God. I've been angry at you, and as a result, I'm wrong for that. And God will forgive you for that and set you free. And if your mother admit it or deny it or fall out and die, that's on her. It has nothing to do with you at all. And if your family turned against you, and most of them will because they have identified with her, that's fine too. They don't care about you anyway.
She old and sick. I don't want to just put that on her. And then I visit her from time to time. I don't want to just put that on her, and then it make it seem like why did you do that to her? She's not well. But I understand what you're saying, but you gotta understand this too. You just can't go to everybody like that because she I don't know how long I'm gonna live, but I know she don't have long to live either. But at the same time, I don't want to just thrust that upon her and make her feel like, man, my son don't love me no more. That's not true. But
if you loved her, you would forgive her. You don't love her. If you loved her,
I love her. That's where we disagree. I do love her.
If you love her, then why don't you forgive her?
I do forgive her.
Why don't you tell her that then? If you love her,
I do.
Then why can't you tell her that then? If you love her,
that sounds easy. That's not easy to do.
It's only not easy because you're afraid of her and you're making up all kind of excuses. You're listening to your father, the devil, in your imagination, giving you all kinds of excuses to keep you in hell. Because anyone who has anger is living in hell. They live in fear. They live in emotions. They're living in hell. And you're letting the devil talk you into living in hell by giving you all these excuses because he doesn't want to let go of your soul.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. That's something to think about. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to just go do that. But
Well, don't do it just because I'm saying it, but I'm just pointing you back to the source that will make you free. And you're never, 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 never going to enter into the kingdom of heaven as long as you have the spirit of evil inside of your mind and body. You have no love. You're of your father, the devil. You want to be of God by returning to the Father, by forgiving him. Have you forgiven her? Have you forgiven your earthly father for not protecting you from your mother?
I don't really know, to be honest, but I really don't know that.
You don't know what?
I can't say I forgave him sometimes, because some things happened to me in my younger life. You know, I was like, why did this happen? You know,
Right.
And, you know, like where were you when I needed you? You know what I mean?
And so why don't you go and forgive your father?
You talking about my earthly father or my heavenly father?
Your earthly father.
My earthly father's gone. He passed away.
Oh.
And
but
she
just
didn't keep me away. She didn't keep me away from my father. I mean, actually, it was the opposite, really. You know, me and him had a good thing. You know, but he's gone on. He's been gone for now like 7-8 years.
So you grew up close to your father?
Yes.
And when you said the earthly father, are you mad at God?
Sometimes people can get angry because they feel like, where were you when I needed you?
Are you mad at God?
No, I'm not.
Oh, then why you said that?
I said, sometimes it can come across my mind. That's what I meant to say. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at God. I just can't go to my mom and tell her nothing like that right now.
Oh, okay. Well, it's totally up to you, but I can warn you without a doubt, as long as you're alive, your eyes are open, you're going to live in hell. And then if you die, drop your body, and you still have that anger, you're going to be stuck in hell. There won't be another way out. And your way out of hell is why you live, and you can have paradise on earth because the kingdom of heaven is inside of you, but you're not going to enter that kingdom until you forgive. And you're fortunate in that your mother is still alive, so you can go and face her in order to get your courage back. But it's up to you. You can stay in that hell, or you can be free. And you will see that God has always been with you. You just didn't know it.
I don't think I'm living in hell. I don't think I'm going to hell. But I will say that. What did you do to get it right with your mom?
I went and forgave her.
And how did that go?
And I thought,
how did that go?
And I thought that I had felt love because I felt the same emotion for my mother that you're feeling for your mother, but that was hate, and I was calling it love. And I was 38, and when I went to forgive her, I was shaking in my boots at 38. But I faced the fear anyway, and when I forgave her, God forgave me. He took away the fear, and I've not had fear since. He gave me perfect peace. You
literally went to your mom and told her that. And how did she look at you thereafter?
We were fortunate in that my mother, she started crying, and she said to me she was sorry that she had not realized that she had done that. And then she finally told me about my grandmother, her mother, right? And I saw my grandmother the same way you saw your grandmother. And exactly what she did to me, her mother did it to her, and it goes on from generation to generation. But my mother apologized. Most mothers won't because Satan is their God and they're on an ego trip. But my mother did apologize, and I was surprised, but she did apologize. And but most mothers won't. But I really recommend, Jonathan, do what you want, of course. But I recommend you count it all joy that your mother is still alive. And just go to her and say, you know what? I've been angry at you all my life. Here's why, if you know why. And I realize now you can help yourself. I'm sorry for being angry at you. And don't ask for forgiveness. You apologize for being angry, and God will forgive you, and he will take the spirit of anger away from you, and your eyes will open up. You will be able to see.
All right.
And
well,
then
I'll give some thought.
Yeah, and then you will know God. Amazing call, Jonathan. Let me know if you do it.
All right. If I can get through again. All right.
Okay, don't let the devil talk to you out. That's the devil talking to you in your thoughts. Do you realize that?
Yeah, I kind of realized that.
Well, stop worshiping the devil, man.
No, I don't worship him, but
When you believe him, you're worshiping him. When you believe thoughts, you're worshiping the devil.
I'll think about it, but I'll see where it goes.
Okay.
You know, she more than likely she gonna say she didn't do nothing, but
and if she does, this is on her. Let her say whatever she wants. She may not be ready to admit she's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, that may be true. It may not be true, but.
And if she fall out and die, just let her die. Go have a cheap little funeral, and go live your life.
See, that's what you can't say that about people's moms.
Why not?
People are sensitive about that kind of stuff. Like, let your mom just die. You know, that ain't.
And then once she die, you know where the insurance papers are, right?
Yeah. You can't be doing that. Oh yeah, I know.
They're in that drawer by the kitchen, in the kitchen.
You right.
All right. Take care.
Right.
Let me know how it goes, buddy.
All right.